And hello and welcome once again to Sable's Worldforge. Good to see you guys. Thank you very much, Purple Heart, for the raid, and also Maya Wright. How's the music volume, guys? Let me know. I'll shout you guys out. How's it going, Natalia? How was your stream? And how was your stream, Maya? I hope it went well. I was watching a little bit lurking before I started, but I had the volume down, so... Music is good? Perfect. Alright, so my plan for today is that I'm going to start off with whatever showcases we have and do them first, because then I'm probably going to shut down Chrome. And my intention is to work on the second book trailer. I'm going to experiment and see and hope it doesn't blow up my screen. I figure if I shut down Chrome entirely, it should probably work. I'm going to do a little sequence where I'm looking at a particular article and record it for the book trailer, right? Which, I don't know, I'm not going to worry about the volume because I'm not going to use any of the audio from the video clip that I'm going to make. So it shouldn't matter what I'm doing, right? And I'm going to see if I can get that going, hopefully, anyway. Yeah, I've got the recording stuff thing here. Kitty cam. Got a co-host. That's awesome. The kitty. That's great. What's your kitty's name, Natalia? Anyway, hello James, first in the chat, as always. Hello Moonflower, good to see you. Hey, let's see where we're at here. Hello Eli. And then that's when Natalia raided, so hello Natalia, hello Satrium, and Daz, who obviously came in with Natalia, which is awesome. Hello Esong, good to see you. Alright, here's our first showcase, so I'll put it up. Got your Moonflower, and Eli's is the second. Oh crap, that went quick, so dash, yeah. It tends to, yeah. Ooh, Esong says I made fruit tarts yesterday and got to eat one today and it was delicious. Unfortunately, I'm still hungry. Now, I want fruit tarts. I am a fruit tart, says Aaron. Hi, baby. And that's when Maya came. Hello, Maya. Hello, Alicia. Good to see you. Hello, Scribe. Hello, Gwen. Hello, Eerie Hallows. Satrian says, so I think I'm done with this piece of music. If it's still good enough tomorrow, then I will publish it. That's what I do. I usually, like, you know, give it 24 hours and make sure that I'm good with whatever I'm doing. Hey, y'all, what's up, says Platinum Firebird. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a few days. How are you? And then Eerie Hello says, I read that as heresy, y'all. What's up? Another email from that Haas person with another variation on the number tag. That guy is starting to piss me off, man. Yeah, sometimes 24 hours are enough to realize who created this piece of crap. And it's also a good way to go, you know what, this isn't as bad as I thought. Either way, yeah, it's good to give it 24 hours. Gwen says the email was sent at 11:24, which is about the time I logged into Twitch and Maya's stream. Hello, Sable. How am I doing? Says Maya. How's my 31 days, 31 stories going? Like crap. Like absolute crap. But I've got it started anyway, and I've got stuff to work on in October, September probably too. Spoiler buttons are not behaving. That's not good. Alright, let's get the showcases up, shall we? We'll put up the sprint timer for those of you who want to sprint. I've got the wrong scene sequence here, don't I? I do. Okay. Well, shit. I wonder if I can switch over this late in the game. Let's do it. I can! Cool! Alright, so welcome to Sable's Worldforge. That's what I get for not paying attention and worrying more about banning bots. Alright. Let's capture the Chrome window. Alright, so that's Eli's showcase. But we're going to do Moonflowers first. And hello, James. Hug back. I see all your I'm under the weather stuff. I've been experiencing that the past couple of days too. Jamie as well. Work made him go get a COVID test. He's negative, but obviously we got a cold or an allergy or something. Sidebar isn't behaving either, apparently. Well, I hope that's your CSS and not a site-wide issue. But, you know, either way, that sucks. Alright. So here we go. I hope, Maya, that your 31 days, 31 stories is going better. I just haven't been able to concentrate. I've got too much stuff going on between having to move and my book release coming up, and you know, I wouldn't have signed up for the challenge if I'd known I'd have to worry about this moving shit. Doing that in a book release, I could have done doing the book release and moving, and that I'm not succeeding at. No, it's likely a private article issue, probably an SSS or a CSS hiccup. Okay. And Eli has foods. Foods are good. Foods are important. Alright. The Happy Rose Cafe from Moonflower's Ethan world. So we will share the link in the chat. Please refresh. Okay, will do. You saw an error and fixed it. Got it. Okay, founding date 1304 AF. Type cafe tea room. Parent location Statfjord. I like that, Statfjord. When am I doing those interviews with people of different faiths? When I can concentrate on something that isn't, you know, my immediate shelter needs is the answer to that. So, likely October. Yeah. Alright. So menu. The Happy Rose Cafe has a menu that is aimed to provide adequate meals to any and all of the 14 races of Ithan. Humans, dwarves, elves, orcs, Katli, kitty people, beast folk, goblins, gnomes, elementals, merfolk, fairies, imps, trolls, giants. Cool. Imps as a race is kind of different. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to come across the way I think it did. Well, it was just pretty, you know, direct. So, it's not a bad thing. Maya says, the start is good. Do you have a favorite place for the piece for the final showcase? And also definitely rest and take care of you. It sounds like you've had a lot going on, says Maya. I have had a lot going on, and I don't, I'm afraid. Not yet, anyway. It depends when it has to be in. I've got some really solid ideas of a couple of stories that I want to write, and, you know, I know what I'm doing with them. There's at least 3 of them that are like, okay, you know, this is pretty clear, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, I don't need much help to write this. The rest are kind of nebulous at the moment. Alright, the Happy Rose Cafe has a menu that is aimed to provide adequate meals to any and all of the 14 races of Ithan. It offers many meat dishes and has been attempting to expand its offering of plant-based dishes for those herbivorous folk. Alright, food, main dishes. Fried herring, pickled herring, rosehip soup. That's good stuff, by the way. I did a variation of that as an elf recipe because I figured they would eat that. Largely because elves are, in my world, more susceptible to scurvy. They require a higher plant diet than, say, humans or orcs, right? So they have to be especially careful. So they have gardens on their ships when they can, and they dry rose hips and make shit out of them. In by Thursday or Friday? Yeah, not gonna happen. Siobhan suggested it because I made that? That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's good for herbivorous folk. It's pretty tasty. If you put ice cream in it, of all the things in the world, it's amazing. Okay. Fish, it's got like the texture and richness of tomato soup, but it's sweeter. It's really interesting. Okay, fish stew, game stew, chopped steak with bacon and mushroom gravy. I think the thing going on here is that Moonflower just knows more about meat dishes in some cases. Side dishes. Blueberry dumplings, blood dumplings, thin pancakes, candied rose. Ooh, that sounds tasty. Toffee, saffron bun. Mmm, those are good. Ginger snaps, boiled parsley potatoes. Always delicious and an old favorite. And braided cardamom bread. Mmm, tastiness. Hello, Pride. Good to see you. Drinks. Mulled Cabernet wine, mulled cider, peach wine, apple juice, cherry juice, Perry. I like Perry. For those who don't know, Perry is kind of like a pear cider. Mmm, amazing. Grape juice, milk, kefir, and kumis. Sounds great. Nice. Oh, was I not looking? I wasn't looking, was I? Cardamom. Yeah, I wasn't paying that close attention. I'm glad Daz was. Yeah, she's right. It does end with an N. Thank you, Daz. No, it's cool. Food is good. I like food. The more we know about the food in your world, the more like I said before, food is a wonderful opportunity to do world building because it tells you about the climate, the culture, trade, the level of trade that things are at, economics, so much that it just tells you. Oh, it is cardamom. Ah, okay, all right. I am wrong. Fair enough. All right, cool. I doubted myself there. Awesome. Thanks for clarifying, guys. No, it sounds great, Moon. Tasty. Put the wrong link in first. Alright, I will move on now to Eli's showcase. This is Down the Rabbit Hole Part 1. Yeah, I really like this concept, and I cannot wait to read this. You have no self-control, though, I will say that. What you should have done is make like a little brief, make notes about what you want to accomplish, right? And then get back to what you needed to work on. But alright, fair enough. You know what? I'm feeling the strain of not writing at the moment either. So I feel ya. Pride says, had to go rescue a silly danger noodle from an equally spooked four-legged Homo sapien. Four-limbed Homo sapien, rather. That's funny. The snake is freaking me out. Okay, I'll go get it. That's cool. Pride has a thing with snakes and lizards and the other traditionally less cuddly pets. Which I rather like too, but, not like Pride. He's got, like, just a knack with them. Starting his own, reptile rescue there, I think. Sorry about the sniffling. Baby Cottonmouth. Aw, Babby will relocate? Asked Eli? Yeah, that's a good question. I've got, like, a cat hair on my nose or something, and it's driving me insane. Alright. Alice was starting to get very tired of sitting in the schoolhouse. She was listening to the marm read the lessoning for some of the older children. She was supposed to be reading her book, but there weren't no pictures nor talking in it. And what use is there in a book, thought Alice, that don't have no pictures nor talking in it? That's great, because I remember that is how the story starts for Alice. What was your original title for this, Eli? Because I liked the original title. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a pun on Westerns and Alice. It was cool. She laid her head down on the desk. She was just fixing in her mind, as best she could on a hot September day, which was making her feel very tired and addle-headed, about getting up and going to the back of the room for a pitcher of water, when at that moment a jackrabbit with wide red eyes ran by the open door of the schoolhouse. You need to put some commas in that sentence. I don't really know where. The good, the bad, and the Alice. Yes, you should stick with that, in my opinion. The good, the bad, and the Alice. Because it tells people exactly what to expect. Also, it's a good pun. It's my opinion. Take it or leave it. I don't know if other people agree with me, but I think you should stick with it. Okay. But I like it. There was nothing much worth remarking on that. Nor did Alice think you don't need the knot here. It's very strange to hear the jackrabbit say to itself, "Sakes alive, time just slips away like a rattler down a rabbit hole." When she sat down to think on this later, she did think that she should have wondered about it. At the time, it seemed just fine. When the jackrabbit paused and took a watch out of his vest pocket, looked at it, and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet. It did occur in her mind that she had never seen a jackrabbit with a vest, nor a watch to take from it. Afire with curiosity, she ran out of the schoolroom after it and down the dusty road. She was fortunate in that she saw it scramble down a rabbit hole under an old dying oak tree. Alice cut dirt after it, and, never stopping to think about how she was to climb back out, followed the jackrabbit into the hole. "Oh, I'm keeping it," she says, or they say. Okay, cool. Cool. The rabbit hole went on straight as a poker for some time. Then it fell so steeply down that Alice had no time to think to stop her progress before she found herself falling down into a very deep well. You might consider writing this because you've got implications of, and I don't know how you feel about this, and other people will disagree with me, but just a thought, right? Because you've got implications of, but in the actual narrative text, right? Stuff like she was supposed to be reading her book, but there weren't no pictures nor talking in it. You might consider putting apostrophes in the reading and whatnot, because so it says reading, because then that would also strongly imply it without wrecking what you're trying to accomplish or obscuring your meaning. But I don't know how, again, I'd like to hear other opinions on that. Got it. I've been considering it. Fair enough. It would be a good clue, right? This first sentence, or the first two sentences, you're not really sure how to read, and then you get here and you realize, oh, okay, I should probably be doing a Western accent here, right? So, but that might not matter to anyone except someone who's, doing an audiobook version or reading it aloud. So, yeah. The well must have been very deep, or maybe it was she fell slower than a feather when the wind weren't blowing, as she had plenty of time to look around her and ponder on what might happen next. To start, she tried to look down and see what she might be coming up to. You got an extra space here between C and what? But it was darker than a cavern at the bottom, and she couldn't see nothing. Then she looked to the sides of the well and took notice that they weren't stones or dirt, as she expected, but cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there were maps and photographs hung up on pegs. As she fell past, she took a jar from one of the shelves. It was labeled blackberry jam, but to her sizable disappointment, it had been licked clean. She did not. In the style of writing, definitely should say didn't. I think she did not like to think of dropping it for fear it might kill someone underneath her. She just managed to put it into one of the cupboards as she fell by it. By gum, thought Alice, after a fall such as this, I shan't think nothing of taking a tumble down the stairs at home. They'll like my gumption. I do declare I would not think nothing of it. I would think nothing of it, even if I were to fall off the roof. Yeah, the expression is I would think nothing of it. Yeah. Well, dang it, says Daz. She didn't even have a rushlight handy to light. Exactly. It's nice. And I'm not sure that shan't is right here, because that's an implication of the previous, very British tone of the story. I think they're saying won't in the US by that time. I'm not sure, but... Down, down, down. Weren't the fall never gonna end? I'm pondering on how many miles I've fallen by now. This should still be a plural. She said, I must be getting down near the center of the earth. Let me do some thinking. Would that be 4,000 miles down? And that is the end of the sprint for those of you who are sprinting. Alice had learnt some of her facts and figures in her lesson in the schoolhouse. She thought this was not a very good chance to be showing off her learning, as there weren't no one to listen to her, but she figured it was still good practice to say it. Yes, that's got to be about the right distance. But then I have to get to wondering what's them words? What's latitude and longitude I've got to? Alice hadn't the foggiest notion of what a latitude was, nor a longitude. She thought only that saying them words made her sound rather fine. She was rather pleased there weren't no one listening this time, as it didn't sound no. Okay. At present, she started up again. I do get to pondering if this well doesn't go... I'd say don't, maybe. I do get to pondering if this well don't go right through the earth. How queer it would be to come out on the other side with people walking around upside down. Now, would that be China or Australia? She was rather pleased there weren't no one listening this time, as it didn't sound at all as fine as before. I suppose I'll need... should contract that, I think. I suppose I'll need to ask them the name of the country. If it pleases you, ma'am, is this Shanghai or Sydney? And here she tried to curtsy as she spoke. And what an addle-padded little gal she'll think me for daring to ask. No, that won't ever do. Well, it may be. I'll see it written down somewheres. Down, down, down. There weren't nothing to do while falling, so Alice began her talking again. My dear Dinah'll be hollering for me tonight, I shouldn't wonder. Dinah was the cat. I do hope Ma'll remember her saucer of milk come supper time. Dinah, my darling, I'm wishing you were down here with me. There ain't no mice in the air, I'm sorry to say, but you mightn't catch a bat. A bat is very like a mouse, you know. But I do declare, do bats eat cats? Or do cats eat bats? I think you're overusing the I do declare. I don't think that is how it would be used there, right? I do declare is generally a statement of opinion, and this is a question, so perhaps not there. Maybe, but now I get to wondering. And don't forget the I reckon. I reckon this is what I think, right? I love this, by the way. Yeah. And it was at this point that Alice began to get very tired. She went on saying to herself in a dreamlike sort of way, do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And then sometimes it was, do bats eat cats? And, you see, as she couldn't reckon the answer, there's your reckon, as she couldn't reckon the answer to either question, she didn't figure it mattered much on how she put it. She reckoned she was dozing off like a cow in the pasture, and had just started to dream what she was walking hand in paw with Dinah. I like that, and what she was walking hand in paw with Dinah. Yes, very, very southern, very nice. She was saying very earnest-like, now, Dinah, tell me true, did you ever eat a bat? Thump, thump. Down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves like a rat's nest, and the fall was over. That's great. This is cool. I really like this concept. This is very cool. This immediately puts it into the weird Western genre. Yeah, and the occasional, I figured as much from Daz, yeah. Daz suggests, Eli, change it to a cowboy tune like Home on the Range or Get Along Little Doggies or some other thing. Yeah. Eli says, yay, I'm glad it's working. Yeah, it's working very well. I see how you're exactly paralleling the story here, but you're totally changing it to the whole Western motif. I think that's excellent. I'm really going to enjoy your take on the various creatures of Wonderland. That's going to be really neat to see. And you know, it's funny because it's been years since I read this story, but I'm recognizing how you are you know, mirroring the pattern and, you know, but doing it with a change of setting entirely. And yeah, it's a great concept. I really enjoy it. This is good. I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out, where you're going to go with this. This is my thing. Eli says, I'll veer a bit when I get farther in, but I wanted to stick close to the source in the first chapter. That makes sense. That makes sense. On the principle of chaos theory, right? A little change at the beginning leads to big changes at the end, and the little change at the beginning is we're in, you know, the Wild West somewhere, which is cool. Okay, I like that very much. Definitely keep me informed on this one. I am eager to see how you do. Alright, that was to get back to work, Growl. Hello, Right Idea. Good to see you. How are you? Alright, let's get some other stuff going here. Catch up a bit with 31 days. 27th. 28th. 29th. I hope you're all well, my friends, says Right Idea. I'm doing good. How are you? Eli says it will definitely showcase more later, but that's about what I've written so far. It's off to a great start. Aw, pat the sleepy, feeling under the weather tiger. Poor Tigger. Alright, August 27th. August 28th. August 29th. Alright. But I don't reckon I know. Do cats eat bats? I think they do occasionally, if they can catch them. They you know, they'll catch and eat a variety of creatures. They catch salamanders and lizards. They generally don't eat them, but they catch them. Oh, poor James. He's got that bloody cold, eh? Keeps sneezing. Yeah, I had that cold too. I'm getting over it now. The Right Idea says I'm like itching to do some writing but have been busy, and then my time off I want to chill out. Ah, okay, I'm yet to have had COVID a few months back. That sucks. Well, hello Laura Nettles, nice to meet you and thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'd also like to say welcome to Azuniv and Daisy Lane, who have followed since I last broadcast. I'm sorry for the you have to be a follower for 10 minutes before you can talk nonsense. I had to do that to provide an extra layer of defense against follow bots. Right? I figured that if we give them 10 minutes before they can talk, that gives us time to look and go, oh, this is a string of random letters and characters. Oh, there was somebody named Hannavag who followed? Okay. As somebody who's being a problem in other streams, thank you, Siobhan. I appreciate the preemptive strike. Yeah, if somebody's being a problem in other streams, you're a moderator here, yeah, I'm not interested in them. Just preemptively, let's not even invite them into the house, right? But yeah, otherwise, I'm sorry about the 10 minutes. It gives us an opportunity to respond to follow bots, and I hope that you will chatter when you get the chance. We do, this is a world building and writing stream, technically. I'm not really doing any direct world building today. I'm gonna try to do some video editing instead. We're gonna see how this is gonna work. It might not. I might end up working the stream and have to reboot, so just, just so you know. We also do writing streams on Wednesdays and Thursdays at about this time. It starts about 45 minutes ago. Yeah, don't forget to kill Chrome first. Yeah, I certainly will. Yeah, thanks, Daz. Yeah, and we also do, Aaron does Ask an Old GM, he's my husband, on Tuesdays and Fridays, starting at 2 p.m. Pacific, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from now. And he also does a writing stream on Saturdays at about the same time. And then on Sunday nights, we play our role-playing game. And since nobody has said anything about not being there except Chris, then we're probably on for tonight. Foods have been nommed, says Eli. Now to enact some editing and maybe finish the first chapter. Awesome. What I'm doing here in between is setting up for the 31 Days, 31 Stories challenge that I should be doing, but I'm behind on. I basically promised to start something every day and give myself a kind of a start on what I'm going to do with these stories. But I expected to have more done, but I've had a very busy month because in addition to doing a book release, I have found that I suddenly have to move, and it's just been too much between the two. So I'm unable to concentrate well, and I will work on it later. But at least I'm, getting a start and a feel for what I'm doing. All right, Maya, see you later. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Good, I want to play this week, says Siobhan. Okay, cool. Right Idea says, I'm currently planning Act 2, Book 1, which I think is going to switch perspectives to the family whose son is the main character in Book 2. What's everyone working on today? I'm working on getting a start on the prompts that I've missed for 31 Days, 31 Stories. And then I am going to attempt to do video editing. And we're going to see how that's going to work, because I'm going to try to make the second book trailer, right, for my book that's coming out. This one I'm intending to focus more on, character relationships and situation as opposed to action, because both are important parts of the story, right? So Eli's working on their Alice in Western Land, The Good, the Bad, and the Alice, which is awesome. Daz is rewriting, editing her novella. Red Idea says, I did a film course in college. Video editing can be fun but stressful. I just find it time-consuming. Scribe says, I was supposed to be writing about space Japanese Yakuza. Instead, I'm going down a rabbit hole in predominantly female fashion. Oh, is that so? That's an ADD form. That's not a female thing. Gwen says, I'm working on my day 29 story as a break from my longer projects. Awesome. Dad says, is it even a novella now since it will be published in episodes? I suppose I should call it my serial. Yeah, you should. And Eli needs to start up the AC. Right Idea says, that sounds interesting. Everyone well wishes on your prospective projects. Yeah, lapping hole, surely, says James. Scribe says, do you song Irish sweaters just look nice? Okay. Oh, I see. I think Scribe's saying he's researching female fashion. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ah, I wish that whatever it was itching my nose would quit. Okay. Historical stuff's always fun. Edits of the most basic on Hope, says Siobhan. That's cool. James is just gonna chill because he's not feeling great. If it's itching, there's an airborne irritant, probably hay fever type thing. Yeah, it's probably a cat hair. I'm allergic to cats, but I have cats because they're cute and I love them, so. It's probably attached to my glasses or the side of my nose, or, you know, it might be in my eyelid, and it's manifesting as itching in my left nostril. Not my right. Could be in my mouth. Cat hairs. Gets everywhere. I pulled some out of my ear with a Q-tip yesterday. That was interesting. Oh yeah, I haven't tried that one. Nope. Okay, that's not it. No, sudden chills are not fun. I had that the other day too. Maybe you're getting that cold that's been going around. Oh, there we go. That's a good prompt. I can do stuff with that. Oh, that's a good prompt too. Crystal fruit. Held unique properties, rarely seen. Think about fashion in a sci-fi setting is just fun, trying to balance desires versus environment and materials. I have come to the conclusion that despite any colony's desire to promote traditional clothing, hoodies will be impossible to stamp out. That's cool. Makes sense to me. Eli says, okay, got the AC started, a nice pack for my sweaty back too. Awesome. E-Song's like, why would anyone want to stamp out a hoodie? It sounds like cruel and unusual culture torture. Ooh, Eli got a Deadpool hoodie yesterday. Nice. Like it's its own version of Duck Duck Goose, says Scribe. She's wearing a kimono, she's wearing a kimono, she's wearing a kimono, she's wearing a hoodie, she's wearing a kimono. Yeah, nice. Yeah, hoodies are just too comfortable and practical to not be worn, I think. I wear a lot of hoodies in the fall. I don't wear them in the summer. Thanks for translating, Sable. Yeah, no problem. Sometimes I can guess what the autocorrect is, you know, trying to screw up. Sometimes I can't. Again, either one shows promise. The historical aspect is always fun, and there's lots of ways to invoke alternate history aspects. I've done this before, but the waves thing also has potential for a seafaring story. Mikara says, I just went through 1,000 lines of code to document it and fixed a few small flaws. Nice. Hello, Mikara. Good to see you, by the way. How are you doing? Esong says, I'm clearly multitasking poorly as I'm trying to get stuff ready for school and resist taking a nap. I'm having difficulty picking the next overtaking, or the best overtaking action from the F1 race, specifically because there weren't any. Race had a lot of drama, but very little action, as in they never were even allowed to overtake. Huh. Unexpected noises are always good. Something lurking in the woods. An alarm. An explosion. Something truly alien. Scribe says, Tea song, but imagine a colony that is trying to reestablish a culture that was in danger, in their minds at least, of being lost on Earth. Like, say, a colonial expedition run by Cherokee or Mayan nationalists. Promoting and discouraging certain clothing types would be a common practice on these worlds, as people try to live in the culture they wanted to preserve. Ignoring, of course, that space colonists would have an entire planet of geography to adapt to, changing what they want to preserve. Yep. Yeah, like Mongolian culture is so wrapped up in open plains and horses, what happens if they arrive on a water planet? Yeah, that's cool. But then on the other hand, wouldn't they pick planets that are likely to have geographic features that are similar to the homeland they came from? Like, or is it like they don't know that much before they head there? And if not, why not? The hoodie is like the cockroach, says Esong. It will always survive. However, it is much better than a cockroach for obvious reasons. The hoodie is really a variation on a cloak. It's just one you can, like, wear short and zip up. Okay. Scribe says they could try. My settings period assumes that non-FTL travel would make checking for the perfect combo unlikely. It's in the Goldilocks zone. The light beaming off of it tells us X. It seems like a good shot. Okay, that's to get back to work, Growl. I'm going to take a brief break to see if I can wipe this cat hair off of wherever it is bothering me and get more coffee. And then we're going to see what we can do about getting the video editing started, perhaps. I don't know. I'm a little afraid to do it because I don't want to bork my stream. But either way, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys.